What's up, world? Uko here for Better Therapy Now, where you sharpen your discipline. Your worst moments reveal your core value. What if I told you that your worst moments, those times that you want to forget, actually hold the key to discovering your core values? Core values are difficult to discover because a lot of the times when we're young, our environment or our family or our friends tell us what our core values should be. But at some point, as you're growing up, your core values are very likely going to shift, and they're going to shift in a way that's in alignment with the life that you live, your unique experience. But we're not 100% aware of this. There's nobody saying, okay, your core values are changing now, but you might start to feel a little off. There might be a difference in the life that you're living and the feeling inside. Something inside might be telling you that you're not living authentically. And that's why it's important to know what your core values are. So think back to one of the hardest times in your life. Maybe you grew up poor, maybe you went through a divorce or a really bad breakup, maybe you lost a job that you loved, maybe you foreclosed on a house. What hurt the most about that experience? Why did you realize that you never want that experience again? Maybe you've went through a toxic relationship or a really bad breakup, and you're in a relationship where you never felt heard and you never felt respected. That will tell you that one of your core values is being heard, open communication, and honest communication. But the key here is turning that pain into production. That is the root cause or the secret to core value creation. Think about those hard times and identify and articulate what really pissed you off during those hard times. When I was in elementary school, my dad used to come to the school, Ocotillo School, and he would buy one of the big cafeteria or lunchroom cookies for both me and all of my friends. My dad did that very often. He would just pop into my school randomly just to make sure I was acting right, and he would talk to my teachers, and I would always get really nervous because my dad was very disciplined. He's from Nigeria. So if I was acting wrong, I knew I was going to get it. And he would talk to all of my friends. He was very social. That was something that I always liked about my dad. And he did that throughout my entire childhood and even in my adult years. All through high school, he would go to my games. He even came to my dorm room when I was at ASU. And even when he was in my dorm room, he would talk to all my friends. But I had one friend who did not have a father. He was one of the guys that my dad would buy a cookie for. And I didn't realize it then, but looking back, I could tell that he really admired the idea of having a father. And he saw me as like that example of a kid who had a father. I still talk to him to this day, and this was a big pain point for him. But today, his core value, without a doubt, is family. He's been married for more than 20 years. He has 3 kids. Family is the number one core value for him. And it's largely because he grew up without a father. And he's a great father. So here's a simple exercise to discover your core values. Number 1, write down 3 of the most difficult times in your life. Reflect on them. Identify what those moments taught you. Identify what were the biggest pain points of those times, and use those values to guide your next decision. It seems simple, and it won't be clear the first time you do it. You may have to do it 10, 15, or 20 times, but eventually you'll start to get clearer in the understanding of what your core values are and how you make decisions. If you know your core values, drop them in the comments below. I want to see them. I'm Uko from Better Therapy Now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.